because now LinkedIn won't see my excellent movie thingy. And here it goes. Looks like it's working. Is it working? Now, yeah. LinkedIn won't see my excellent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA. We're going to talk about USPS and direct mail today. And to kick it off, we're going to start with a UPS Holiday Ready commercial, and they're going to go all across America delivering the mail.
From Holiday Hills, Illinois, to Rudolph, Wisconsin. From Santa Claus, Indiana, to Snowflake, Arizona. From Garland, Texas, to North Pole, New York, and everywhere in between. We're holiday ready with fast and reliable delivery, serving every address in America. The United States Postal Service.
And that's something to think about, right? I think that is. I would guess so. Let's see if I've got this down. Okay, we want to get one more in there. And now let's get over to the real news, right? Okay, Black Friday. According to Adobe Analytics, Black Friday will be about the same as last year, maybe a 1% increase, with only on e-commerce. This is e-commerce. That doesn't cover all of retailing. But inflation running at 8% means that they really lost about 7%, according to this. Salesforce, however, says that Black Friday online sales growth in the U.S. hit 12% year over year, and but the margins aren't as good because they had to make discounts. And when I think about buying a TV or something, I'm thinking about what I bought the last TV for on Black Friday, which was, I don't remember, but it wasn't very much. It seems like. So I almost bought a TV. I found one but Best Buy had linked me to Green Bay because of my IP address, and there was a nifty one on sale there. And then when I switched myself back down to Delafield, where my Best Buy is, then it was gone, and it wasn't available online either. So I had a very not the best Black Friday experience, I have to say. Okay, and Amazon is set for the largest layoffs in company history, according to Jacob Cohen. They were going to talk about. I had this all highlighted. This happens to me sometimes. We were going to talk about Amazon's massive under-the-radar advertising business, so merchants can pay to advertise their products on Amazon where people are shopping. Makes a lot of sense, right? But then CNN featured an interview with Jeff Bezos. The link is here if you want to find it. Always available at WDMA.org after the show is over. We put up the show notes already highlighted. And Jeff said he's going to give away the majority of his $124 billion fortune. Unfortunately, he's giving it to climate causes, which most of the time are either ineffective or counterproductive, but they do make climate claimers rich. So, Jeff, if that's all you want to do, on the other hand, his ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott, has given to 465 different organizations in less than a year. So it's a little more work, Jeff, but you might want to find some other charities besides the climate hoax fraud. Almost no matter what, right? But maybe you found some good ones, okay? I say, cleaning up waste. And the best way to clean up plastic is put it in an incinerator. Don't let it get to the oceans. It's a lot harder to catch out there than it is to catch when it's in the trash. Let's get rid of most of the recycling that's a fraud, and let's use the energy that we have in our trash cans. Okay, so then Amazon went on in the New York Times to say that some 10,000 corporate employees, 3% of its corporate workforce, would be cut this week, primarily from Amazon's devices, retail, and HR units. Interesting. Interesting that they're HR's got a lot of power lately. Maybe that's what this has to say. And also, a lot of times, Amazon's devices, that you either love them or you don't, and so maybe there isn't the margin in it that there is in the advertising department. It's probably just a shift of stuff, and maybe they offer those people other jobs. We'll see. Okay, now let's see. Okay, let's talk about that commercial. Todd Wasserman gives us a little insight into the holiday spirit at USPS, and it ticks off the Christmas themed names of towns in the U.S. to make the case that no one has the scope of USPS, and there's probably truth in that. Of course, that's mandated from the original postal initiative back at the founding of our country. Okay, from Holiday Hills, Illinois to Rudolph, Wisconsin. I don't even know where Rudolph, Wisconsin is. We should definitely look that up. But I like that they mentioned Wisconsin in the first pairing. Okay. The ad is effective in reminding consumers that USPS serves every address in America. And I think it was more about parcel post delivery than it was about mail per se. Okay, so that's sort of the fun news. Now let's talk about The Art and Science of Direct Mail by Christopher Karpenko. And this was a really well done article on a lot of aspects of direct mail. It didn't start out nearly as negative as most. You thought direct mail was dead, but it's not. Okay, how to harness the power of direct mail. And we'll reach out to Christopher. I don't think we're connected on LinkedIn, but anyway, direct mail marketing can offer a tangible experience, but many marketers struggle with determining the best ways to incorporate mail into their overarching strategy. And it is a bit of an art in that sense, right? What are we going to do? How do we decide to do it? That is a question, right? So they went out and talked to marketers, small business owners, and printers to help illuminate how brands are using direct mail with other forms of marketing to create memorable omni-channel campaigns. And I'm not so sure omni-channel is the way, or memorable is the way, sort of like measurable, is the way we should be measuring. We want sales, we want low acquisition costs, we want growth, direct mail, and for that, direct mail is excellent. The truth is there are always expanding lists of people that you can mail to. So you can always scale it. It's scalable. On the other hand, when you depend on Facebook for your marketing and selecting which customers that are going to see your ad, you're not sure quite who sees it, right? You're not quite sure how many. You just see the click-throughs to your site. And, there's all kinds of, I've covered all kinds of articles about how dubious that tracking can be. But with mail, you know how many you're putting in the mail, and you know how many are coming back to you as orders. So you always have this rock solid basis for understanding what's going on. As Bill Roll said, you can hit customers billions of times with digital ads. Sometimes digital ads aren't even visible. They'll bill you for it. How do you tell? How do you tell where your digital ad went? With old TV, they tell you when it was going to be on the Tonight Show, and you could look, and there it was on the Tonight Show. You see it. You could verify it, and there were verification services in different towns around the country and stuff, and so you could get back, a record that it had happened. How do you do that with digital? Good luck, buddy. You're not going to do it. So you don't know who sees your ad, and you don't know if they're in front of the computer, and you don't know if they're paying attention to you. And if they ignore it, it goes away, right? If they ignore it, it goes away. Keep that in mind. Hold that thought, okay? People will notice when your brand is showing up in their mailbox, okay? And, again, also trackable, much more trackable. USPS can tell you when it gets delivered to any house in America. It can track it right back to your original mailing list, and tell you when they got delivered. You can follow up with email. It's amazing the technology that we have today. Okay, so direct mail is not only making a comeback, but there's been a shift in perception. Consumers are weary of digital media and the increases in the time spent at home and making purchases online. Like I said, I've been trying to purchase online. It's a nightmare. You're much better off grabbing a catalog and letting it go. I talked to one of the biggest business-to-business mailers in America yesterday. We had a really good talk, and we talked a little bit about postal increases, and but mostly he said, the mailbox is less full now than it's ever been, and that makes our mailing more effective. It's wonderful. We had a wonderful conversation. We know a lot of people. We know we have a lot of mutual friends. So, how are brands using How are brands using direct mail? Businesses this was interesting. Businesses making use of mail tend to have leadership teams that are willing to experiment. I thought that was really, really excellent. Are you willing? Are you willing to test? A lot of people think mail, you just put it in the mail, but there's so many ways to track mail, right? And not only can we track mail, but we know who we mailed to. We know it gets delivered. We know it gets delivered to a decision maker because my wife was the one who decided. In fact, I had a really cool mailing piece from Mint Mobile. Here's a mailing piece you won't see every day. I got it, and she threw the envelope away. I said, "Oh, I wanted to show that here." So here's Ryan Reynolds. I subscribed to Mint Mobile. I said, I thought she'd save the envelope because it was very well done. It came from Ryan Reynolds. It had a fake stamp on it, and it was great. It had a kind of a minty color, for Mint Mobile, and it says on the back, "You may have a happy holiday, happy New Year." Or temporary cover-up tattoo for the real disappointment you're bringing home this holiday season. I don't know what that last point means, but I can't believe this. Then she showed me this. And wait, we got to zoom in on this. This is beyond imagination. This is what you can do in mail. You can have some fun with mail, and you can't have anything else. Okay, and it says, "No regrets," Ryan Reynolds. And you got to put it in the mirror. Switching to Mint Mobile, it says across there. I got a mirror right there so I can comb my hair in the morning. No regrets. So apparently, I don't know how this works, but this is actually a, I don't know if it's a tattoo stencil or if it's, you just put it on your arm. Or you can put it on the sticky part. Flip it over and put it on your window, and it'll come through on your car, and you'll have a nice sticker. That's what I thought it was. Now I realize it says, remove clear sheet, apply on clean, dry skin, face down. Press over top with a wet towel for 15 seconds. Peel away paper backing. Display proudly for 2 or 3 days. Do not apply to sensitive skin near eyes or if allergic to adhesive. Try and do this in digital. You can't do it. You can't send fake tattoos in digital marketing. Okay? I've never seen anything like that before. Thank you, Ryan Reynolds. You've made my day. Anyway, so excellent article. I don't know if I can read the rest of it. I wanted to make a couple of points, though, on measuring. Some marketers use A/B testing. Oops, I got to flip back to the other thing. In their digital marketing to see what messaging may work best for direct mail efforts. This is a huge mistake. I mean, sure, some headline testing, etc. But because digital is so difficult to follow through the process, you may get lots of leads. You may get, in the next one it says, direct mail can result in higher quality leads. That's because digital is basically showing you the clicks. It's not showing you who buys at the end of the chain, right? And it's not showing you a comparative of who got your mailing piece, who made a decision about it, yes or no, threw it away or engaged with it. They all engage with it. Everybody engages with direct mail, and everybody has to make a decision. And that's something digital doesn't have, and Christopher didn't put in his book, in his article, is that in mail, our testing is so much more valuable, truthful, because we know the people that got it, right? We know who engaged with it. No, they all engage with it. We know who made a decision. No, they all make a decision. Everybody has to make a decision. Do I put this on my face or do I throw it in the trash? Oh my goodness. I didn't even know it was that funny. She threw away the envelope, sadly. But anyway, it got back to me. So we know the null set. We not only know, is there a stoplight in this image, or where is not a stoplight? And that's what machine learning needs. And that's why direct mail provides the null set for machine learning, and way, 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 way more powerful. So I want you to know that. Okay. He says many businesses still send mailing pieces seemingly at random, hoping for a response. This is not Christopher. This is somebody else, I think, talking. But most of the reason is that, if I'm a little business in a small town, all I want to do is get to the town. There's no modeling involved. Plus, I used to explain this to people, to small mailers. If you write, average, mediocre copy, you'll still get some response. If you write perfect copy, you might boost that 20%. Okay? If an omniscient copywriter wrote it. Okay? But if you're only sending out 100 pieces, 20% is just 20 more orders 20%. If you were getting 5 orders out of that 100, 5% would be a huge, great response. 20% increase would be 1 more order. Okay, you go from 5 to 6. So you can't afford to spend $10,000 on a machine learning model. Also, there's so many ways to track, including juicy magic marker down the side of 1/2 of your mailing stack of mailing pieces. Yes, we've done that. A drill press works. Drill a hole all the way through. If you got multiple pieces, you can use a template and know just exactly which one came back to you. Better yet, probably is a QR code and some other things that work when they go to your digital landing page or order form or shopping cart. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here about the final part about beauty and making effective. Here are the basics. Is it obvious some action is intended? Not every mailing piece is asking you to do something. This one really wasn't. Okay, I don't think I'm going to put on the temporary tattoo. I don't know. Would they know what you're selling and the price? Some of those things. Is there enough information to make a decision? So many times I've seen something that I think, well, that looks good. What size is it? No dimensions given. No size reference in the photograph, which you can do very easily. You don't even have to put measurements. Okay, so above all, knowing the customer is key, must deliver, and the way to find that out is to mail. It's better than guessing, sitting around and making customer personas. The way you find these things out is to mail, but when you're getting started, talk to Summer Gould or Craig Huey or someone with testing history. Someone with 40 years of testing history is going to have a lot of mistakes. And those mistakes are surprises. And surprises are what really makes you money long term. So enough of that for today. Give me a call and I can set you up with somebody that's, that knows your kind of mail, because it's not always the same. Craig specializes in political mail, charity, so does Summer. Charitable contributions. I have a big background in B2B, which is quite different. So have a great day, share, and Merry Christmas. Bye.